Knowing what is war helps people know when their government declared it against them and their rights. When the people know what is war, they can end the war early and peaceably by design. This page changed with the May 10, 2025 edit. War defined. Most people know war as the shoot 'em up and bombing activity. But have you considered other types of war? The type of war waged by governments against the nation they are supposed to serve. Old dictionary time. Definition images from the older dictionaries may be viewed at Glossary of Old Words. War. 1. The exercise of violence under sovereign command. 5. Hostility. State of oppression. Act of oppression. War. 1. War may be defined the exercise of violence under sovereign command, against withstanders, force, authority, and resistance being the essential parts thereof. 5. Hostility, state of oppression, act of oppression. Force, authority, and resistance being the essential parts thereof. Force. 1. Strength, vigor, might, active power. 2. Violence. 4. Validness, power of law. 5. Armament, warlike preparation, often forces in the plural. Authority. 1. Legal power. 3. Power, rule. Resistance. 1. The act of resisting, oppression. 2. The quality of not yielding to force or external impression. When we review the era-appropriate definitions for hostility, oppression, infringe, deny, disparage, and abridge, we see a similarity in the definitions. Hostile, adverse, opposite, suitable to an enemy. Hostility, the practices of an open enemy, open war, opposition in war. The Constitution of the United States of America, Article 3, Section 3, definition for treason. Treason against the United States shall consist only in levying war against them, or in adhering to their enemies, giving them aid and comfort. Hostility? When they take you and your property against your will, especially without an amendment for warrant, that is called kidnapping and or armed robbery, especially when they act outside constitutional authority. To oppress. 1. To crush by hardship or unreasonable severity. 2. To overpower, to subdue. Oppression. 1. The act of oppressing, cruelty, severity. 2. The state of being oppressed, misery. 3. Hardship, calamity. Oppressor. One who harasses others, unreasonable or unjust severity. Harass others with unreasonable or unjust severity? This is exactly what the government does when it acts outside the Constitution's granted power. To infringe. 1. To violate, to break laws or contracts. 2. To destroy, to hinder. Infringement, breach, violation. To violate, to break laws or contracts. Breach, violation, which defines unconstitutional government activity. A breach of contract, a violation against the supreme law of the land. To deny, to contradict, oppose to affirm. 3. To refuse, not to grant. 4. To abnegate, to disown. 5. To renounce, to disregard, to treat as foreign, or not belong to one. Disparage. 4. To treat with contempt, to mock, to flout, to reproach. 5. To bring reproach upon, to be the cause of disgrace. To bring reproach upon, to be the cause of disgrace, is the government action when it publicly accuses people of violating unconstitutional laws, then often refuses to bring the case to trial in a timely manner, if at all. To abridge. 3. To deprive of, to cut off from, in which sense it is followed by the addition from or of preceding the thing taken away. Abridged of, deprived of, debarred from, cut short. Abridgment. 2. A diminution in general. 3. Contraction, reduction. 4. Restraint from anything pleasing, contraction of anything enjoyed. To deprive of is what the government does when passing laws prohibiting you the free exercise of a right that does not violate others and is protected under Amendment 9. The Declaration describes the act of passing of unconstitutional laws and unconstitutional acts by government as tyranny and despotism. The Constitution, Article 3, Section 3, defines this as the treason of levying war against the nation. Military-style armed police officers ticket and or arrest people who offend those unconstitutional laws. The Constitution, Article 3, Section 3, defines this as the treason of adhering to and giving aid and comfort to the enemy. When judges try any criminal case without a jury, no matter how petty the charges, and only wants to know if the accused violated the unconstitutional law, Article 3, Section 3 defines this as the treason of adhering to and giving aid and comfort to the enemy. One jailer simply imprisoned the accused without ever questioning the other actors. The Constitution, Article 3, Section 3, defines this as the treason of adhering to and giving aid and comfort to the enemy. When defense lawyers fail or refuse to use the Constitution to defend their clients' protected, unlisted rights, Article 3, Section 3 defines this as the treason of adhering to and giving aid and comfort to the enemy. Up next, a unified nation that believes itself divided. Governments derive their just powers from the consent of the governed, 1776. The governed, by design, are intended to work together as a unified body, controlling the government's powers, equally protecting each other's rights. Share to help get and keep clean, honest government. End page content.